Hello everybody, this is Dana with the Freedom Please channel and essenceofme.com. I'm coming to you all today with the Yarncrafters chat. This will be the official last, I'm almost certain, the last Yarncrafters chat of 2014. And so that is exciting. In today's video, I have a little bit of mail. I have a couple of viewer questions that I'd like to talk a little bit about. And, the last thing is I kind of want to, I don't know, maybe talk about what I think about this year and my crafting endeavors, and maybe about what I have in mind for 2015. And so, hey, you can hit pause, go grab your project. I don't have anything with me today because we set up a new space and I didn't grab the project that I'm working on. But I do have a picture of a completed project that I will insert in the video. And so anyways, grab your project, grab a beverage. I don't have anything, which I probably should because I'm stuffy. And come on back and let's just kind of chat it up and see what I have going on. And for everybody else, if you're not able to stick around, I look forward to talking with you all, hopefully sooner than later. And so let's get it in. See you in a bit. Okay, this is Dana with the Freedom Please channel and essenceofme.com. I'm coming to you all with the Yarncrafters chat. Today, I'm not going to say anything about the time because I don't ever get it right. I have some mail and I want to do a little chatting. I don't have a project with me, as I said in the introduction, because I finished quite a few things this week, so which is good, but I don't have it with me, which is not good. Okay. And I have mail and I have some viewer questions. And so I'm just going to go ahead and just get started. So I hope this message finds you all well and that your crafting is going good. And I guess I'm going to do the mail first. Oh, no, I'm not. I mean, I grabbed it, but I'm not. I'm going to show you all a picture. It's a project that I showed you all. I can't remember if I did or not. I'm sure I did. It's a poncho. I know that I did in one of my haul videos around my birthday sometime in April. I showed you all that I purchased some kits from Willow Yarns. And the poncho, the Madison poncho, is one of them. So if you are a friend of mine on Ravelry, you can go on there and actually see my project page. And I did put up a picture, but it's not an official picture because I need to block it. And that's another reason why I didn't kind of bring it in here because it's kind of hard to see. So what I'm going to do is insert a picture here. And this is my poncho. Now, it needs blocking and it's really big. It is so comfortable and warm though. And so I have no idea what I am going to do. If I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to give it away, but I made it for myself and it was a gift to myself for my birthday. I am going to, if you all are interested, I can tell you, do a separate thing on the pattern. But the pattern was really, really easy. And I want to make it again, but in another yarn. And you know what? Actually, I am going to do a pattern review. I'll do that separately because I don't want to talk about that here if I'm going to do it there because it'll be overlap. And of course, I want you to watch the other video. So I will tell you all about the pattern. But I'm glad it's done. And I'm going to block it this weekend. And I plan to wear it. I'm going to wear it to church. I'm going to wear it somewhere because it is so warm and cozy. And I could just see myself dressing it up. So I'm excited about that. I have been working on my Big Bang. That has been going really slow because that piece, I was finishing up my poncho and I also was working on a cowl for a cowl swap. And I plan to show you all that whenever I receive the cowl from the swap that someone is sending me, I'm going to put the one that I made on the tail end of that once I know the recipient has received it. And so I'm going to like record some footage of that probably today so that I can send it out and give you all a link to the pattern and tell you about the yarn and all of that stuff. So look out for that. And that probably will not be until the end of January because I'm shipping to someone overseas. And so that usually takes a little bit longer. And so that is something else. My Big Bang is going good but slow. I think I said that already. And I did, what else did I do this week? I did my swatch for my next sweater. So I'm excited about that. And what else? And that was with the yarn that I showed you in I think it was in the last video, my Comfort, that heather yarn that I told you about that I wanted to make in the worsted boxy. That's the one that I did my swatch for that. And so I'll be blocking it when I block the poncho, and I need to also block my skirt, the skirt that I have with the Noro. I still need to block that because I want to finish that this weekend, or at the latest, the first part of next week, because I still need to do the waist, but I have to block it first. So that was what else. I mean, that was the other thing that I did. I think that's it. I don't know why I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I think that's it. So that was my projects. That's what I did. Oh, I should have brought it out. I also did a scarf with the sassy fabric from Red Heart Boutique. And man, I wish I would have brought it out. You know what? Just a second. I'm going to go get them both. Hold on. Okay, I wasn't planning to actually bring all this stuff out, but I went to go get it, so I said I might as well show it. So here is the poncho. And I still have to sew in my ends. I did them quite a bit, but I left them attached because I want to block it first and then go back in and put them all in. So here it is. I received a question on, I'm trying to get the seams together. Here we go. And I'm going to put it on. I received a question on Instagram from Melonbee, from Melonbee's shop on here on YouTube, and she asked if I thought it was a poncho or a, what did she say? Or a sweater. I'm going to stand a little bit. And it has this deep set because it's actually just, I think it's just a little too big when I look at it like from this angle down. But when I look at myself like in a reflection in a mirror or something, I think it looks really good. It's really warm and comfy, and I'm actually going to keep it on for the rest of the video, even though it doesn't match with my shirt. And so to that question, oh, I have it rolled up in the back. Do I have it straight? Yeah, there we go. There we go. To that question, I think it's still a poncho, even though it's not shaped like a traditional poncho, because it's not done in the round and it's not done in two flat panels that are somewhat overlapping the standard ponchos that I've seen. And so, but it's still classified according to the pattern as a poncho. And I think the fact that it has more of this cowl type collar or a collar, it makes it look a little bit different. And you can't tell it here, but I actually picked up these stitches, which I think turned out great. It looked really good. And the other thing that I think that makes this look a slightly different on viewing it, especially from this angle, I see this is the part I think I want to block. But then again, see how it rolls? The other thing is this yarn. This yarn has a slight luster, and it also is somewhat flat. And I remember telling you all this before, but I think that does something else with the way that light bounces off of the fabric of what you make with the yarn. And I'm still on the fence as to whether I would use it again, but for this particular one, I think it's great, and I think it's great for this time of the year. I mean, look, I'm matching with the stockings on the fireplace, so so this is the first thing I finished. Next, I'm going to show you is this ribbon scarf. Now, I still have the end left because I did this with too many. I cast it on too many. I should have done probably half of what I did, but I'm going to leave it that way because I still like it. And what I plan to potentially do is kind of wear it like this. Now, I got all these colors on. This is not the business, but see, like this. Ooh, that looks cute together. Look at that. Ooh, I mean, nah, I wouldn't wear this. This is too many colors. But I have those shaw pins that I purchased at Joann's. And see, that's the way that I will wear this. Or with a black sweater. Ooh, this is kind of cute. Listen, every time I make one of these, it has been, well, in the past, I've done them for other people because they love them. Like, if you ever want to give a gift, this is like one of the best gifts to make. And if you haven't seen my tutorial for the ribbon one, then check that out. You do the same thing for this. If you all are interested in me doing another tutorial with this one, because this the sassy fabric is different than the ribbon, let me know, because I wouldn't mind. I have one more that I need to make up, and I plan to do that one a little bit different. But back to my observations of it. This, to me, okay, always reminds me of Prince. You know Prince, or if he still goes by Prince. Do you remember from Purple Rain when he used to wear that white ruffle blouse? And he used to have the purple, and then he just had all them ruffles on his chest. That's what I feel like. I feel like Prince from Purple Rain. But this, anyway, I think it's cute. I think it would add a pop of color. Right now, you can find them potentially at Joann's, Michael's, all those places on sale. It was on sale when I bought it, and then I used an additional coupon. I got it for like $3 or $4 per skein. One skein makes an entire project, and so it just works, you know. And seeing this paired like this, I'm going to try it with another one of my sweaters and see. This will probably be something else. Probably next week, like when we go to holiday parties. So that was my second item. And the last thing that I told you all about was I did my swatch for the sweater, the boxy sweater. So here it is. This heather is so nice. And the fact that I blocked it this way, and I think I'm going to start blocking all of my swatches this way, and then maybe at the end of next year connect them and see what I have. But there's that. And so that is all of what I have. Another thing that I'm going to show you all is it couldn't have been in my Yarn Box Luxe unboxing from December, I showed you some yarn that was inside of that box, which was this yarn, and it's the Blue Sky, this Blue Sky Metallico. And in that video, I mentioned yarn that I received in the Yarn Box Classic a while ago that I thought maybe would go together. I even inserted a picture in the video. Well, I wanted to show you all two of them together. Look at this. Now, forgive me, sorry. What's interesting is that this yarn, when it's not by the gray, it almost could look like it's a soft gray, maybe tan, but when I put the gray with it, it kind of looks like it takes on a more of a gray shade. And I'm going to put it here so you can see. I don't know. I saw a crochet pattern that could potentially use these together. So that's what I think I'm going to try with this. And I think it will go pretty fast, being that the yardage is not too high. So that was the other thing that I wanted to show you since I went and grabbed the items anyway. So that's all of that. Who knew it was going to take that long? And that sassy fabric, again, was called, it's Red Heart Boutique Sassy Fabric, and it's called Tan Leopard. Here's the So that is, next I have mail. This is from, I haven't opened it yet, so I'm going to open it while I'm talking. I have, which I think is so super cool, a pen pal. I'm going to call her pen pal. We call each other pen pal, so she knows. And we met on Ravelry. Ooh, okay. We met on Ravelry, and I can't quite recall how. It was either I asked a question in a forum, and it was in one of the knit-along, crochet-alongs that I was a part of this year. I don't remember how we moved our conversations from the thread to messaging, but we had. And we message each other probably every week to week and a half or so, depending on the holidays and what we have going on. And it has been such a treat and a joy because I've been getting to know her. She's getting to know me. And it made me think about why people used to do pen pal writing for so long, because our messages are super long. And just learning about each other's families and what we like to do and our friends and traditions in our family. Like, it's been really nice. So all that to say, we struck up a conversation about sweaters because she loves to do sweaters, and she was telling me about her experience with making her first sweater and what made her. She predominantly knits sweaters and I think socks. And so, anyways, she told me about this yarn that is a yarn, I believe it's only available in certain places. And so she wanted to send me some since she had some that she wasn't going to use. So here it is. Let me read it. Okay. It is, forgive me, I'm getting over this cold. I thought it was gone. I don't know. It is called Green Mountain Spinnery Mountain Mohair, 70% wool, 30% yearling mohair, and it's approximately 140 yards. Ooh, okay, wait. The color is elderberry, and here's the, I'm trying to see if there's, so it looks like it's a little bit more because this one's already wound. So here's the color. You can see it really nicely. This is beautiful too. Okay, is this? Can somebody tell me if there is a way to know the weight of the yarn based on, and I'm pretty sure you could do it based on the suggested gauge. I bet it is if I compared it, because I never know and I'm always guessing. I get it right, but I'm really guessing. And so anyways, this feels like it is a worsted to a bulky, almost like a bulky, because it's so like fluffy and it's almost has an airiness to it. But the tag says garments made from this yarn will become even softer with use. Wash gently by hand. And that's it. Spun with wool and mohair primarily from New England. And it's made in Vermont. Again, here's the label. So thank you. I think I'm going to make a cowl with this. I said earlier that I made a cowl for someone for a swap. And I loved it. I crocheted. It went really, really fast because the pattern has a nice squishiness to it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Make it not as deep, but a little bit long so that the yardage will go a little further. And so that's what I will do with this. And there was also, oh, and we also send each other cards from time to time. Signed, my pen pal. And so that is what I had in the mail today. I can't, and it almost matches with this. That's going to be my sweater, but it has gray undertones versus the maybe. It doesn't matter because I'm still on crochet it up. So that is all that I have as far as the items. Now I'm going to get to the questions that I received from viewers. And I thought that this is like, see how I'm talking about slipping. The questions that I received from viewers, I did answer their questions in the comment section, but I thought it would be a little clearer if I did it by video. If you ever have any additional questions or questions that you would like for me to share in my Yarncrafters chat, please add them because, again, I told you all that ideas for content is always your greatest challenge. And so if I want to do these consistently, give you all something to knit to hear me chat away, well then help your girl out. So the first question is, it's from, I will pop the question up, but the question is, hi Dana, what is the difference between fingering weight and DK? Some examples please of what you could do with both. Thanks. So that's the first question. Well, to me, well, I'm going to go ahead and just do my caveat. All of this is my opinion. I'm sure there's someone that has done detailed dissertation in explaining all of this, but I'm going to tell you just from a fellow yarn crafter's experience with the yarns, okay? So DK is a step down from worsted weight, and it was DK and, what was it, DK and fingering? Yes. And fingering is on the end closer to lace. So what I usually think of for those two, when I think of fingering, I think of sock yarn. Really fine, small. What I am finding though, since I've been subscribed to yarn boxes, even though some different yarns are classified as fingering, there are some that are just a little finer, even though they are typically the same based on the fluffiness and the airiness of the way that they spin the yarn. DK is a step down from worsted, so you're going to get a little bit heftier, but it's still a finer yarn. And so DK, I've used DK with shawls, I've used DK with cows, I've used DK primarily with those two. I've seen hats done with it, but I've never done a hat with it, even though I'm pretty sure that will be good. And another thing that usually makes the difference is about how you want your stitches to appear. And another thing is usually how, because you know your stitches are going to be finer, the finer your yarn is. And another thing is sometimes how fast you want a project to work up. When you have a finer weight yarn, I could see this. Oh my goodness, right there. I used my crochet hook to close it up, so I need to fix that. But the when you I'm sorry, I totally forgot. When you use the finer yarns, it's going to move a little slower sometimes because you typically will have more yardage. And with the bulkier, then of course it's going to go a little faster because the piece will work up faster because it's a thicker, you usually use larger needles, etc. So again, what could you make with both? I think both could be used for shawls, and that's quite often. DK can be used for, and they can use to be for everything, but hats, cowls, usually something if you want it lighter than a worsted weight, but you don't want it too fine. I am finding that I prefer DK. I like DK. I really like DK because it's not too fine to where you have to kind of crunch your fingers to hold on to it because I knit tight. But it's enough substance that a nice amount of yardage goes a long way in building a project without having to have too many skeins or hanks of yarn. So that's my take on it. If you have any other questions, of course, leave them in the comment section and I will try to go in more detail. And so that's that first question. The next question is, and I'll pop that up too. It says, I hear this saying all the time, a yarn knits up well. What does it mean exactly? Okay, that's a great question too. when I say that, it's usually a combination of things. And I'm sure when I typed up the answer, I probably said something different, but it should go along because this is what I believe. But when I say knits up well, it's usually a combination of things. It's a marrying of the weight of the yarn, the density of the yarn, the texture of the yarn, the needles that I use, which has nothing to do with the yarn, but usually contributes to that that aesthetic and that feel. For me, when I'm working with, like, let's say, oh, another thing is the how would I say it? I want to say the shape of the yarn, and that may not be the correct terminology, but I'll explain. Let's say you look at this. This is that Barocco Comfort. As you can see, it's cylinder, okay? Versus this yarn. Let's see if I can find a tail. This is the Willow. I don't have any tags in here. It's a willow yarn. But even though it's somewhat cylinder, it's kind of flat. You see how some of these areas in here is flat? And so I find that one of my favorites to knit up with, I wish I remembered the name. Cherry Tree Hill. It's a fine yarn, but something about the way they either spun it up or something makes it so that it's not too slippery, and so it adheres to the needles really well. And as you're knitting, what that means is that it doesn't slip and slide even though it's thin. When a yarn slip and slides, it means that as you're knitting with it, you got to kind of grip a hold of it. For me, because I'm a tight knitter, that then means I'm clutching it, like this. And, well, not literally, but I'm clutching it. So a yarn that has a great feel to it. It's not too fine. It has a nice density to it. It has whatever the combination of the fibers are that it causes it to sit on the needles well, whether I'm using my addies or I'm using a bamboo, what have you, that it works well with that. It all goes a long way. And so that knitting process for me knits up well, and it is because it's a process that it goes smoothly. It's not, and because I'm not clenching on too tight, and because it's adherent to the needles, it's a smooth knitting time. I can watch TV and not have to worry about it falling off of the needles, or I can use like my addies, which for some reason has a really good hold on my hands without being fearful that I would lose the stitches because I'm not looking at my hands. And so that's what I mean by it. It's a combination of those things. Some of those things, quite honestly, have nothing to do with the yarn, but I'm finding that some of the things have everything to do with the yarn, because I have done projects with fingering that at the time I thought, because I knit tight and because I didn't have a history with knitting or crocheting even with finer yarns, that I just wasn't really good at working with the finer yarns. But working with some of these other yarns that I've received from Yarn Box, because that's been the only times I've used finer yarns, is because it's been sent to me. I'm finding that that's not quite it, because I knit the same, but different yarns, the way that they make the yarn, it assists me in my process of making a project. Lastly to that, another yarn that I know I said it about was that cashmere. I think I just got to buy me more of it, just to save my money and treat myself. But that cashmere, man, now the knitting up nicely of that one with all of those things, right? Then you get into the color and the way they did the colorway. And that one had hues of gray undertones, like blue-gray undertones. And it just was nice to see it progress visually. And then the softness of it felt great on my hands. And because I used larger needles, it went fast. And the stitches had a really nice definition to them. And all of those things came together for it knits up well for me. And so I hope that helps. If anybody has any additional feedback or comments that they can add to either of those questions, please add them to the comment section. We would love to see that. I learn a lot from you all, and it's always great to bounce the process around and to get a better understanding, because for me, when you have a better understanding of why something is the way that it is, it will help you in the selection process in the future. Again, with this yarn, like, no shade or not to be bad, but if I find that because of it having that slight flatness to it, that it causes the color to have a different payoff, well, then I'm going to be mindful of that when I'm doing certain projects or when I view other yarns. And so knowing that that slight difference in the shape causes me to have a certain opinion about the end fabric that I make with that yarn, it's helpful for me in the future. And I hope that all makes sense. So with that said, that is all that I have for this week's Yarncrafters chat. Please, again, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, place them in the comment section. Now, this may be a random question, but let's ask a question for this week. So for you all, I ask, what did you ask Santa for? Yes, we are all grown, and I'm still going to say Santa. I'm Santa here. My husband and I are Santa in this house. But what did you ask for from Santa? What are some of your yarn crafting, either accessories or yarn, would you like to find underneath your Christmas tree? I would love to hear about that in the comment section. Also, how are you with your yarn projects for the holidays? Are you on track for finishing and getting them all shipped out? I think that they said you need to have it out, I think, by Monday. No. You may need them already in the mail, but, are you on track for finishing your projects? And we would love to hear about that in the comment section. And so, in closing, I will potentially have one more video up before the end of the year, but this will be the last Yarncrafters chat video for 2014. This year has been wonderful when it comes to my yarn crafting. I have enjoyed myself with knitting. I'm growing with knitting. And I know that there are a few things that I know for sure I want to tackle in 2015. And what I'm planning to do is do somewhat like a full review and some of my aspirations and my intentions for 2015 right after the beginning of the year. And so I will share that all with you. I think that's it. Oh, last question for real. What are some projects that you did this year that you think other people would love or you would like to share, or that I should consider of adding to my list for 2015 that I would like to do? This year I did some of the things that I wanted to do, but what are some things that you think I should add for 2015? Tell me about it in the comment section. So as I make my list of things that I want to do. And so with that said, have a fantastic week. If I don't make the video before Christmas, because I'm almost certain that I will not, Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope that that it is a joyous time for you to remember the reason for the season, but also to share that time with loved ones. If you are a person that you don't spend the time with, whether it's family or friends, I hope that you will find a way to make it memorable. And it may not be for you that it must do with the holiday season, but just that you have some time for yourself. Rent a movie. Yes, we still rent movies. Or buy a movie. Get some of your favorite snacks. Grab your yarn and cuddle up and have a great time. And make some memories. Make life worth living. So that's it for today. I'm sending you hugs and love, and I look forward to interacting with you all in the comment section. Don't leave me hanging. Go ahead, give a thumbs up, put a comment below, and I will see you all hopefully sooner than later. Take care and goodbye. Oh, I'm done. Oh, sorry.